Go ahead. No, go ahead, Bill.
This is the proper technique for CPR from a man to another man.
Man to
You have
man.
a heart attack and you're laying there, you know. Repeat if necessary.
Repeat as necessary. Oh, a quick recap of this week. It was the last week of June, and it was a good week. Got all our extra work done. Got our footers poured, which we try to do twice a year. We usually try to have them done by Memorial Day, the first round, and that was impossible because of the weather we had this spring. So we're finishing those up today. We got our first round of bush hogging done. Again, that's usually a little bit earlier in the season, but given the weather conditions, it's finally drying out enough for us to do that. All our cutting's in great shape. First half of 2011 looks really, really good for the company. Business is picking up, surprisingly. This is kind of usually when it starts to taper off, but we've actually been able to pick up some new clients this week, which is always good to get. Always looking to get new business. Looking forward to the 4th of July weekend. It should be a good one. It's going to be busy for me. I'll be picking up my second job. I work for Hamburg, and I'll be lighting off the fireworks here in Delaware. So that'll keep me busy this weekend. But other than that, business is looking good. Starting to get a little hot and dry, which is typical for this time of year in July. I recommend consider this your Stewcare top tip for the month of July. I would recommend, if you're mowing your grass, I wouldn't cut it below 3 inches. And unless you have irrigation where you're getting regular water, I would highly recommend putting it on a 10-day to 2-week cycle. That's what we're doing with all of our clients right now. You'll find a tendency the grass will stay greener and thicker longer, and will have a tendency to brown out and burn out. But other than that, everything's looking good. Kind of looking forward to a little bit of a long weekend, a little bit of a break from the grass, and a little change of pace by getting into the fireworks, which is kind of like my second hobby. Blowing stuff up legally is always a good time. So have a good 4th of July, and just stay safe, everybody. Well, today is definitely going to be a hot one. We're having heat indexes close to 110, so we're trying to get our work done early enough to, sorry, the sweat's rolling into my eyes. Got sweat pouring in my eyes, it's so hot. Like I was saying, it's just going to be really hot today, so we're trying to beat the heat, get our jobs done so we can get out of it. You know, even though it's been pretty hot and dry lately, we've had some pretty good pop-up storms. You know, got an inch of rain the other day, which, you know, is going to help us. But as you can see, I'm going to show you, even with the hot, dry weather, you can see our properties are still looking pretty good. They still got a nice green to them, and they're growing pretty decent still. A lot of that has to do with cutting at the right height and cutting at the right frequency. Like I said a little bit ago, by not cutting too often, by putting them on a 10-day to 2-week cycle, that keeps the properties growing, keeps the grass nice and healthy during these hot, dry spells that we get in July and August that are typical for Ohio.